That's what I wanted to hear. It'll just warm us up and get ready for the live link to go through onto the NDRC page. So if anybody wants to share that, that's where you'll share it from.
Yep.
Man, it's chilly, but it's okay. Chilly is
Yeah, Damon, make sure you pack your jumper. It is cold down here.
Yeah. I've got a whole swag of new jumpers for the team. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it'll be needed.
yeah.
yeah, it's crazy how
It's
it's
colder in Canberra, and it's like Canberra cool weather, like the wind coming off the cool tops of the mountains. It's bad.
Yeah, right.
It's been that weird spitting sort of rain most of the day, and we've had like a bucket down when we're trying to wash the trailers, so that was not fun trying to wash trailers in the wet.
It's meant to get better though, isn't it?
It better.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah. Well, at least it's going to be
Definitely will, Damon. Definitely will.
yeah,
Let's just leave it at that.
yep, yeah. Looks good. Yep.
at least it's going to be cool for horsepower.
Yes.
So I wanted to just put this up here. So we should be live now, but I wanted to just see who's going to pop up and be in the comments and all that sort of stuff so we can see who is the number one qualifier if there's somebody that will do that. You guys are sharing it to your pages. You probably don't have your own personal. Hello, Benny Simpson. You personally don't have your own PR agent, do you, Damo? Like this bloke does with his lovely wife.
No, well, sort of. Our page is sort of a family racing page, so
Yeah,
both Lockie and Mum have access to it as well. So they share things at times. I'm just trying to find a link to actually share it.
it's on the NDRC page,
Yeah,
so
I'm
just go to
pretty
that.
lucky.
Yes,
Yep.
you are pretty lucky.
Yeah, very lucky.
It was cool reading your profiles as well during the last couple of days. Thanks for sending them in too, boys. Just to sort of refresh all of it. Hello, Dave McBride. Thank you for tuning in. And also George Bosch and Laurie Gall as well. Hope everybody can hear us okay. That's the main thing that the
Uh,
have you got us yet or what? You sharing us
hey,
PDS?
I'm trying. Where I'm on the NDRC page and it's not coming up. But anyway, that's right.
It's I'm here in the bridge, and I think that Josh is actually out at the racetrack. So I just drove in to Dragway at the bend before. It's got that typical wind that's blowing straight across the racetrack, and it's cold as a mother-in-law's kiss, but it's going to be good for horsepower. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Deep End as we get ready for the XPRO by Aeroflow Nitro Funny Car Championship. Thank you, Lockie Paton, for letting us know. Who's Lockie Paton, mate? Any relation?
Oh yeah, I think he looks pretty similar to me. He's yeah, he was the first edition of the Peyton boys, and yeah, they got it right the second time, I think. So
Yeah, cool. Oh, you got it right. I see what you did there. Hello, Adrian Christian. Good to have your company as well. So we are set for round two of the X Pro by Aeroflow Nitro Funny Car Championship. But the reality is, boys, it's kind of round one. We had round one at Willowbank Raceway way back in January on Australia Day weekend. And boys, unfortunately, we didn't get it in. There's a follow over from that, Josh, if you want to explain what your message from Andy Lopez was so people can understand how that's going to work.
Yeah. Look, Willowbank, it was shut a little bit short. We only got halfway through round two of racing. It was good fun to race Damon there in round two, but a huge storm came over and ended our night pretty quickly. So it was, yeah, torrential rain and some big winds. So, yeah, look, message came through today from Andy that said that qualifying for Saturday is actually going to count for the remaining two rounds of racing that we didn't get to finish off up at Willowbank. So it looks like Damon and I will be racing each other in Q1, but it actually counts for sheep stations.
yeah,
Oh,
Yeah. So it sounds like the points are going to roll over from the Willowbank race event, as if the race event didn't finish. And yeah, so Q1 on Saturday will actually be round two of racing that we didn't get to complete from Willowbank. And then, yeah, for Q2 on Saturday, down here at Dragway at the Bend, that'll be our A final, B final, C final, etc.
That loads a
So
little
long
bit
story short,
that loads a bit of extra pressure into the qualifying, boys.
yeah. So two Christmas trees, gold Christmas trees on offer for the weekend. So and a heap of points. So it's definitely going to be interesting. And Josh first round off the trailer is not going to be fun. But anyway,
Hey, if let's just go back a year here for a second, Pato. If I'd said to you, you got to face Josh Leahy in round one and your first ever race in a Nitro funny car, or Tommy Johnson Jr. No offense, Josh, but which one are you going to pick, Pato?
honestly, um, in them circumstances, probably Tommy. Because Josh had done some passes in the car that he was driving at that time. So
Yeah.
Tommy had flown straight in to jump straight in. Yeah. I mean, you can't discount Tommy. That man can drive anything. But yeah, yeah, Josh, I think was especially that meeting. Not that he's not in his groove now. For my sake, I hope he's not. But Josh was most definitely in his groove and went in. I believe. Yeah, did you win that round or Morris pipped you in the final? I believe on that round. So
Yeah, he did. He pipped us in the A final.
yeah,
So
man, Josh
we
was
had
the man
a
to beat that weekend. So
yeah, we had a part failure on that run, which yeah, does suck. But look, these things happen. So Morris won that one, but the previous one we got the gold Christmas tree, which was awesome. So yeah, we've had lots of good fun and some success down here at Dragway at the Bend.
Out of that weekend too, Damo, you kind of ended up with a friendship with Tommy Johnson Jr., and he's kept a very close eye, almost like a mentor you didn't ask for, but man, what a mentor you've got from all that.
yeah, Tommy's great. He reaches out from time to time. I haven't talked to him for a little bit, but I'll have to send him a message, see how he's going. He's obviously busy with the IHRA commentating and whatnot he's doing in the US now. But yeah, what a mentor. He'd be up there with someone that's done the most passes in a nitro car in the world in this current era. The tips and that he gives you is they're trolled, they're tested. Just the couple of things he spoke about just in that weekend really shaped where I am now with my racing. So yeah, definitely a big win for us.
You both got dropped in the deep end, literally, for a Nitro Funny Car competition. What a place to be dropped in. Like the dragway at the bend is just super wide. That very, very long, very reassuring deep end, that braking area that you guys have at the very top. So, Josh, I'll ask you first up your impressions of the facility, not just as a spectator, but as a racer.
We love coming down here to Dragway at the Bend. The facilities here are awesome. The track is really up there as far as, one of the best in Australia, even the best in the world. It's new, it's fresh. Like the fans that are here are also amazing. They love that we've traveled so far to get here. Like what's more to say, really? The track prep is always, up there with some of the best. It's a safe track, as you said. There's a nice long run off. Sometimes we can't even make it to the turn off, even after a 390 pass. So yeah, like we love coming here. It really is up there with the best in the world.
See what he just threw in there, Pato, just loosely, just even with a 390 pass. He just rolled in the 390 pass thing. Then for a little while, it must have felt like forever, Josh. That was not a thing that you were going to be able to talk about a 390. It was what everybody aspired to. But for a while there, you were 401 and just outside that 3 second mark.
Wait, I still can't believe I went a 4.0 way back at Winter Nationals. I think that was 24. So to say that I've gone sub 4 seconds is like mind blowing. It honestly is, and I don't want to sound corny or anything, but like to go 390 anything is unreal, and it is so fast. We'll see if we can repeat that this weekend. The track is, yeah, it's going to be tight. It's nice, cool conditions. We know the track temp will be in a good range. So like come Sunday when we're racing during the day, it's going to be on.
The Dragway at the Bend is the place that we're talking about, the phenomenal $40 million Taj Mahal of drag racing that Sam Shaheen and his incredible team have built. Steve Betts originally was one of the guys that helped to really craft the introduction of that facility. And since then, it's had some wonderful administrators come through and help with the management of that. Jason Hedges most recently, Tim Saville now, the competition manager as well at the facility. The track is really smooth as well, Pato. Like it's just got a beautiful smooth surface, as you would expect. They laid it down fresh, 2 years ago, but the facility, the actual surface itself is so smooth.
Yeah, it's smooth, but it's not only smooth on the racing surface, the braking area is deadly flat as well, which you go, oh, you're just trying to stop there, but it makes a hell of a difference, at the speeds we're going over that finish line. But just it's wide. Honestly, it makes our job easier. Racing at the bend, just the way that it's been designed, it's world class.
So, Pato, your hot rod looks phenomenal. Simple, right? Just simple,
Yep.
but cool as hell. You
Yep.
must have got so much great feedback. Who came up with the design for the PDS car?
So that was a bit of a joint exercise between myself, Morris, and Chris, who does all the Rocket Industries designs and whatnot. We went back and forward quite a bit on that one. We sort of had a bit of an idea what we wanted, but the things we wanted to change is we wanted a different color. The car, each car needs to have a bit of their own
Yeah.
identity, so we wanted a different color. Brought my logos into it, and we went backwards and forwards, and there was a few that were like, not quite it, it's not quite it, and then Chris come up with that one and absolutely nailed it. So it the renderings looked good. Once it was on the car, it looked amazing. So I can't wait to get that body back out on track again. I know we probably won't get a lot of night racing in at the bend, but them photos from Willowbank on track, it just looks unreal.
Josh, you're familiar, of course, with a car that looked very similar to it in Outlaw Funny Car competition. It looks a little bit like the Stormtrooper car, I think. I know they're not the same thing, but that amazing white on black, it just looks mean.
Yeah, it looks really good. And to have a white Nitro funny car, it's not common because just Nitro and clutch dust, it gets pretty dirty very quickly. So it's game to have a white car in general in this class. But the way it's turned out, it looks great.
So we're going to welcome back Adam Murray. I'm really excited to have Adam. And I really feel for Brett Emma too, because Brett loves it more than Adam does. I think everyone kind of knows that. But they've been frustrated just not being able to get back. And seat time in these things, as you will both attest, is so critical. So to finally have the Territorian back, I think is super cool. We haven't seen the best of him yet, Josh.
Nah, there's heaps more in that car, and that's a great team as well. They've been biting at chomping at the bit to get back out. We talk a lot with Brett and the rest of his team. They're a great bunch of guys. So, yeah, it's going to be good to get back out there and race with them. Haven't seen their trailer here yet, but no doubt they'll be here, not long. Yeah, it'd be good.
Nitro Funny Car's newest star on social media, Justin Walsh. Something clicked. He's on with the content like he's wild. I caught up with him before in the pits, and he was just walking around thinking he's shooting everything. Who clicked him on to being the social media star of this series? Because he's grabbed it with both hands, boys.
Justin did. He's taken the
did.
bull by the horns, really. And I think he's doing a great job putting himself out there. He's got, heaps of followers, likes, fans, etc. before he even started putting out his own stuff on social media. So he's doing a really good job with that. And his brain just ticks over constantly. Like we've been on the road 2 days with him now and non-stop. There's this, there's that, there's this, there's that. He doesn't stop thinking, honestly.
He's such a dry sense of humor. I remember saying something to him at Nitro Champs, and he said, "Yeah, cool story. Next time, add dragons," and just left me. Just turned around and walked off. And I was like, he just slayed me. Then I almost make a living using words. He just joined the words together and just poof, just left me.
Justin is the perfect man for that job. I've never met anyone that can just produce words the way he can. so, I would hate to know what goes on in that brain most days.
I remember back in the day with that Dark Horse guy as well. That was pretty handy at that stuff as well, Josh Lay. Between Walshy and the Dark Horse, there was always that good banter. And I think that's That's something that's really important in this series. And even in the little group chat we established for the information, there was already a couple of barbs already thrown really early in that. So let's throw Walshy in, who was not this year's gone, but the year before was champion and did the worm and everything at Willowbank. He had a tough year last year. It just never really clicked for them. And I feel like this year they want redemption, boys.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
100%.
so.
Yeah, I think all of us, as much as the four rocket cars are all come out from under the same roof, we're all competitors in our own way. I know Josh. We're talking to Josh right now. I couldn't speak highly enough of Josh as a bloke. But when we're on the start line in the first round, I'm not going to be thinking good thoughts of Josh. Sorry, mate. But so that's the thing. I
It's
think,
reciprocated.
yeah, as much as we're all one team, no one jumps into a Nitro funny car and is happy to come second. So Walshy and Morris are no different. So we will do what we can to perform well and beat each other, because at the end of the day, we're all racing for that one trophy. So
I think Damon put it well there. Like,
Yep.
if you jump in and you're not, keen to win, you probably shouldn't be in there. It's a race car. We go to race and beat the other person in the other lane. We're all mates at the end of the day, but when push comes to shove and you roll that car on stage, you want to win.
I think when you say race car, that's such an understatement, isn't it? Like there's just nothing remotely that a normal human being can relate to with those incredible cars. Josh, you and I rolled through some video footage that you shot. Remember last year we talked about just the process in staging the car, in the burnout, in the rollback, in the body coming up and taking off the external dash and all that sort of stuff. There's just so much that goes into just staging the car. Damon, has that taken you a little while to get your head around? Because you don't have history with these cars. I mean, at least with him, he's a third generation funny car racer, but what has it been like for you getting your head around the process?
well, process is you're dead right. Process is the key to being consistent and going fast in these cars. Every time you change something, like the smallest little things, such as riding the clutch more and whatnot, when you're after backing up from the burnout, it changes the temperature of the clutch, which changes the way the clutch reacts going down the track. So again, one thing I was very lucky to have is not only Tommy at the start, but also while I was licensing, Morris, Josh, Justin, they were all there. So I was taught that very early on when I first started driving one of these cars that, all right, this is all process based. You must, if you're going to do something, do it the same each time. So that's really what we all push and strive to do. But one thing that sort of threw me off a little bit was going from Ninja, which was the original car, jumping into the new car, the white PBS car. You wouldn't think they'd be all that different, but there's enough changes there just to throw your process off. And when we first tested that car, I felt a little bit lost on the start line, to be honest. Just the reverse levers in a different spot, the vision's a little bit different. You're sitting in a different position, so it's as much as you're never comfortable in these cars. It's amazing how you get this sense of comfort the more laps you do with them. So.
Just recently, Sandro Rapasada was inducted into the Motorsport Australia Hall of Fame, which I think is phenomenal for services to drag racing. And we all know that Sando's single-mindedness, passion for top fuel racing could have been shelved many years ago. Could have said,
Yeah.
"Nah, I've paid the ultimate price for this deal. I'm gone." And yet there he is, often with three cars. At times there's been four. There's at times been talk of five. The commitment that Sano Raposado has put into fuel over the years got recognised just recently, and as it should, and we'll be doing that on the weekend as well. When you talk funny car and a single-minded belief and a passion that cannot be bottled, you have to talk Graham and Wendy Cowan. The just just unbelievable. Josh, you're not new to that family. You've been given an opportunity through them with, you and your lovely wife and your family and Kelsey's family, and everyone's been so involved in what Graham and Wendy do. How do you put them into words?
Um, how do I put them into words? Uh, Unique, because their passion is it's yeah, as you said, you can't bottle it, and I don't think we'll ever find another pair of people that are so passionate about drag racing and specifically nitro funny cars. Like I know what it is like, and Damon's probably the same, where every day when you wake up, you think about it. When you go to bed, you think about it. And during the day, you think about how am I going to better myself to make sure I win that next round at that next race event. Um, GC and Wendy live and breathe it. GC, he visits the race shop every day. You know, he's always thinking about what can we do next for the sport and for our class. So yeah, like unparalleled, you know, um, it's yeah, I think unique is a good one.
What about you, Pato?
Yeah, I think Josh summed it up quite well. I think I may be slightly wrong here, but I truly believe the reason Rocket exists is because Graham wanted to go racing, and that is shown. Much of us, myself, Josh, Walshy, Morris, we don't work just to work. We work because we want to go racing, and that is Graham also. And now that obviously he's not driving anymore, he still wants to go racing, and that passion I can't see him ending. So yeah, and I think drag racing Australia has very much benefited from Graham and Wendy's passion and what they've put into the sport. So.
Josh, there's been some really amazing little offshoots on the tree. Damien Muscat, right? Here's a great example of someone that Morris sort of befriended along the line. Oh, that's cool. Nitro bike. Yeah, cool. Top fuel motorcycle. They get talking. Morris gives him a couple of tunes on the Nitro, and he goes, how about Brody Pilkington? Maybe he can go over. So there's been all these little, right? And now I see Muscat sniffing around a funny car situation as well. There's often photos of him sitting in the car like this. That's the beautiful part about this community, that, one team, one dream concept, because there's so much more to it than just who you expect in the car.
Yeah, like we have joked around with Damo before about trying to get him to go back to four wheels or come to four wheels, but nah, he wants to stick to two. We've asked him a few times now, but look, he's a top bloke, and to get an awesome guy like him involved, like why wouldn't we? We love having him around and in the pits and with us at dinner or whatever it is. So yeah, of course. And look, Brody's a top bloke as well. He does a great job at what he does, and he works really well with Morris and the rest of the team. So yeah, want them to stick around as much as we possibly can.
The Reeds, the Rapasadas, the Lamatinas, the Morgans, etc., have decades of experience with tuning top fuel cars. This whole concept, this XPRO by Aeroflow Nitro funny car, with very young tuners in a lot of respects, quite inexperienced comparatively. There's no Bruce Reed's tuning, in terms of the depth of experience I'm talking about here. It's incredible how quickly you guys have got into the 3.9s in such a short space of time with these cars, Josh.
Yep, you're right, and it comes down to like what we spoke about before, passion and dedication. So, like the leader of our team is Morris, and he spends any waking moment he can that's not about Aeroflow Rocket on drag racing and how to make these funny cars go faster. And that can be with anything from looking at the laptop, looking at data to find out how can we make this thing quicker, or getting on the phone and talking to people. It's as simple as that. He drives a lot of the steps forward, and that's what makes us able to go as quick as we do. He's an open book as well. He doesn't keep all of the secrets for himself to make his car go fast. He shares that with the rest of the guys in the command center that we call it, which is you don't find that anywhere else. A lot of people that tune these cars, they want to keep all their secrets to themselves so that they are, unique and a way that makes them faster than their next competitor. Well, Morris wants to share that, and is willing to pass that on. Very cool.
The bit that I find staggering with him, Damo, is that park the responsibility of being the CEO of one of the biggest performance parts companies in the Southern Hemisphere, if not in some parts of the world. He's driving himself and he's tuning up to 4 cars, plus occasionally a top fuel motorcycle. but he's incredibly accessible. Like when we need to talk to him for TV, he just, I don't know how he does it, but he just goes, yep, rightio, disconnect. Okay, yep, what do you need? Like he never brushes us in the job that we have to do as well. He's always there for the fans. It's quite phenomenal. I don't think many people could handle the sheer responsibility of what he's doing, Damo, let alone drive his own hot rod.
Yeah, well, I don't think he sleeps. That's the only way to sort of explain how he gets as much done as he does. But no, he's a super approachable guy. Honestly, the success of that all four of us cars have had wouldn't have happened without him. And on that, even Graham is 100% behind him as well. Wants to see the success and isn't afraid to invest in the right stuff to make sure that we're successful. I've been there when things haven't quite gone well, and the phone rings and Graham's like, "What's happened? What can we do to make this better?" So that team, Morris and Graham, the relationship they have, that is what's I guess brought this to fruition. And then the way Morris can go from tuning, driving, and the all the media and fans and whatnot. I take my hat off to him because trying to click from one to the other is not all that easy at times. So.
All right, let's stop blowing smoke about the Kiwi. He's not allowed to win the championship again. Okay, we've experienced that. Josh, it's certainly a chance for you to step up. You've come agonizingly close. Damo, you need to have a serious crack at it this year. I think you've gone through and you continue to go through your apprenticeship. We know that Adam Murray, he's going to be stout. We know that the Gold Coaster wants another one as well, in Justin Walsh and his cool team. So I feel like this championship is probably wider open than it has been.
Yeah, definitely. I think everyone is as hungry as the other. Morris has just won one. I know he wants to go faster, but he's never ever letting you have one. That doesn't happen. He's having a crack at the tree. He's trying to go fast, but he's never throwing a pass away. Josh, if I have a time card with my name and Josh's name on it, my one thing I want to do is react quicker than him, and I don't think I've ever done that yet. So, Josh is just always hungry on the light, and Walshy and Adam are no different. Goes back to that. At the end of the day, we all want to win, and not only win rounds, not only win a Christmas tree, but that championship is what we're all gunning for ultimately.
I
Brendan
genuinely
Costello.
believe that this season's going to be even more interesting than it was last year. Like you think about it, Damon's got a new car and it's already been proven to go fast. That's the bottom line, is the results that it showed in January. It's going to be fast. And Damon just told you then how hungry he is. I'm hungry as ever. We know Morris won't let us have one if he can help it. And Justin, well, I had a running streak where I just could not beat Justin in my first season. Every time I lined up against him, he was Mr. Consistent and he would just motor on down there. I could never catch him. So it's a fresh season. We're starting from scratch again. Let's roll the dice and see how we go.
I don't think Justin's put a 3 on the board just yet, though, and that's the bit that you kind of have over him at the moment. So as long as you got that right now all the way, then you've always got that. Hey, mate.
I feel for Justin because I've been close a couple times, and it feels like it's been a while, and it's just there and it's close. Justin's been trying for quite a lot longer than I have. When it comes to hunger, I think that is what will really be driving Justin at the moment. So,
if it puts any confidence in Justin, last time TJ was here, I'm sure that car went a 401. If it wasn't a 401, it was a 402. Yeah. So it is that close. Last time it was here. So I'm sure if he can get from A to B, like I always say, yeah, there's a sub 4-second pass for him.
It's your normal, both you guys, but I watched with interest your young family, Damon, the last time we're at the Bend, because the way you sit in the commentary box, if you look to the left, that's generally where they sit. And I watched, your brand newbies in your wife's arms, and I waited for it because mere mortals always, doesn't matter how much, when you watch the lights as a spectator, and if you're there this weekend, you can go, okay, the light's coming, and it goes, oh, and you still jump. There's just no way you can't do that. And yet your little one never even moved, mate. Like, and I would imagine, Josh, that you guys are the same. You're both young parents. It's just something that's normal to your kids and to your wives. And it still blows my mind every single time. Damo, your kids don't even move.
Well, yeah, actually, Evelyn, the oldest, she's oldest now, believe it or not, but she used to fall asleep when the cars were running. So, Dom, my wife, used to love it. She'd sit her on her lap and put her earmuffs on, and she'd just seem to go to sleep. She's a bit older now. She's a year and 10 months, so she's full of beans. Wants to do everything. So that's probably not going to be as much of the case this weekend. But my youngest Aria, she is 7 months old. Sorry. And so we're hoping that she continues the trend of putting the earmuffs on and falling asleep on mum's lap. So.
Josh, your sport has this phenomenal accessibility for fans and for family. So you can literally, what's different with you because your wife is not only shooting the social media, but all over everything that you need as well. But your family are literally, hello, Chookie Brookie, Brooke Rogers. There's another great example, right? Another incredible woman in that operation that has the little ones around the car, Gareth's on the tune and all that stuff. But the accessibility of drag racing, Josh, is phenomenal, mate, from a family point of view.
Yeah, like we're pretty lucky and we have the ability that anyone that walks through that front gate, they can come down and come check out the cars in the pits.
Yeah,
I don't know another motorsport where you can do that. We
yeah.
invite people to come down, like, please come down and check these cars out in between runs because you don't get that in any other sport and you get up nice, close and personal when the car comes back from a run and all the boys and girls are on the cars, tearing it apart, putting it back together, and the rattle guns are going off. It like literally puts hairs standing up on your on your back. So, like, I would really encourage bring the whole family down. It's not for adults as well. You can bring your kids down and check out what we're doing in between runs. It's a really cool feeling when you can have your whole family there in the pit with you, working on the car, trying to get back out for the next round, as Damon would know, because you're hustling and bustling, and yet your loved ones are right there working with you to, move forward and pull up to the staging lane so you can make that next one.
Might be an obvious comment to make for us in the industry, but ear protection, just if you're thinking about coming for the first time, definitely, particularly if you've got little ones, you definitely need ear protection of some significance. So just bring that along because the fire up, the hit of the throttle, all those sort of things are quite life-changing in a lot of ways. The nitro, when you guys fire it up, I love the way that your team, in particular, Josh, everyone cheers after a fire up. That's something that's very cool too, because that's actually celebrating part of the process, right, with these cars.
Yeah, it's a
Uh,
huge effort to like literally pull the whole motor apart and clutch and then put it all back together for it to run. That's a huge achievement. So we got to celebrate the little wins that we have
Yeah.
because it keeps the team morale up. And hey, they did a good job. They pulled a whole motor apart and put it back together, and it runs on nitro.
Damo?
Yeah, much what Josh just said, like the amount of pieces that come apart in them cars, there's not a lot left of them at basically the changeover from disassembly to assembly. And one little thing that isn't quite right, and that's it, you're done. So it is a celebration when the car does fire up because it's not only you know building engine, changing pistons and rods, and putting the clutch in the car, but it's doing it right.
Yeah.
Some of the measurements are to the thousandth, and if you don't get that right, you don't run. You just did it in 45 minutes to an hour, and that's it. So.
Brendan Costello has tuned in. One of the wider group of the funny car family who these days is doing a bit of stuff with fuel cars as well. But I love the family that have come through over the years. There's always that niggle, but there's always that respect because there's not that many people that can do what you guys do. It's like Formula One, right? There's like 20 guys or so on the planet that can drive a Formula One car. So there has to be a respect between you guys that you don't just super sub someone in. I remember when GC was hinting that you were coming, Dame. It was just kind of like, hey, we got this new bloke, we got this new bloke. And it wasn't just you went straight off the bench, oh, let's drive a car. There was a real process of introduction there. You were never going to get in and just drive this thing without some procedure, right?
Well, there's a lot in it. Driving the car is one thing, but finding people that to work on the car. I think myself, Josh, Justin, Morris, we every meeting making sure we have enough people and the right people to turn these cars around is probably one of the hardest tasks. But the process. So obviously talk to Morris and Graham about I'm interested in this, and that was one of the first questions. All right, do you have people? And we went, yep, we've got capable people, and so start of last season, the first bend round, we brought people to the track to help on the teams and see what's actually involved, because it's one everyone thinks cool, it's a race car, I want to work on it, until you realize it's hot, you're gonna get burnt at times, you're under pressure, you can't make mistakes, because one mistake and it's all over, and that's a whole lot of time, money, and effort that went into it. So and then obviously once they seen what was involved, and went, all right, yeah, no, I'm still interested. Then they went to the Cowan School of Nitro in Sydney. We spent some time there, practicing, turning the car around and what's actually involved, and then we started the licensing process. And it was on me. I had to make sure I could actually get the thing down the track. So it's not a small thing, and you'd think there'd be a bunch of people that want to jump into them, but there's a lot that makes it happen. I think, for instance, that's why generally Tommy comes over when one of us can't drive. It's because there's not a long list of drivers in Australia that can drive these things. So.
In any other form of motorsport, boys, in motocross, in speedway, circuit racing of some form, if the driver makes an error, they can usually spend a bit of time recovering. All right. It's like, oh, I screwed up turn 9. Don't worry, I'll get it back the next lap, or I'll make up my time somewhere else. With you guys, there is literally 3.9 something seconds, hopefully, in which you have time to do your job. If you screw it up, there is no coming back from it. It's like those hours they just spent thrashing to get that ready for you. I'm not loading that up on you to say, "Hey, did you realize?" Because I'm sure you already know that, right? And that's always been in your psyche as well. With this, Josh, as well. If you guys don't do your job, you've let guys and girls who've thrashed for 2 hours down. There's a pressure in that.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure. Yeah. Like, I think we've spoken about it before, Wade, where you've got 10 people pulling the car apart, putting it back together, celebrating that it starts up, but then taking to the start line and you're strapped in. You're like, it sounds like you're man and machine or woman and machine, but you've got to be a machine. You've got to literally do everything at the same time, exactly the same time, and go through your whole process. And look, if you sleep on the tree, that was your one shot. You can't make that back up again. The tune-up's already set for the car. So, you've already lost whatever it might be. It might be a 10th or 100th or something. And you've seen these races, they can come down to the tenths of thousands.
Yeah.
Like, how do you even, like, it's unreal to think that, the A final at the Willowbank Internationals last year was decided by 5 10,000ths of a second, not a thousandth of a second, half of that. Like that's mind blowing. That's such a small, minute bit of time that can decide whether you win or lose. So yeah, like as you said, you've literally got one shot, and if you blow it, you've let down a lot of people and a lot of months, almost years worth of effort. To come here at this race event, it takes months of planning, and that's anything from making sure that we've got the right, like Gary's got the right stock in the warehouse, to servicing the bits and pieces in the race shop, to making sure the trucks are ready, to making sure we've got crew, like Damon mentioned, make sure we've got accommodation booked and food's organised. Like there is so much that goes into just one run. It can be decided on the thousandth of a second. It's actually a bit silly when you start to think about it like that. And if you explain it to someone that's never even experienced drag racing, they would think, what do you mean? What are you talking about? But once you step on the gas and you're, going 500 kilometers down the racetrack, it's all worth it.
It's a huge mental game in the, sitting in the driver's seat. Just making sure your head's in the right space when you strap in. Because if it's not, you're not going to win the race because you're not going to react, and you don't get time to think about the decision you're going to make on the track. It's all reactive really. So having your mind in the right spot is a big key to it.
So breathing, when you're in the car, like I would imagine that there's a lot going on and the enormity of what you're doing, particularly as you guys are, still new at this, that idea of woosah, like just having that breathing and slowing down your breathing. Did you ever have a moment to think, calm down, let's think about this, Stamo, or how do you just roll in and do what you do? Because you're a North Queenslander, which means you're kind of a little bit different, like Murray, means you've got that laid back way about you. What's it
Yeah,
like?
definitely. So, especially when I first started driving, the breathing thing was a huge thing. My debut was at this meeting last year, and I needed to take a few more breaths before the first round because, made a silly little mistake beside Tommy, just too amped up. And
Yeah.
the breathing thing is a big part of it. You go out, you do your burnout, you back up. And the cool thing about these, which you don't get in other funny cars, is the body gets lifted again, and the crew guys have some checks to do. I love that part because that gives me a couple
Ah,
seconds just to
yeah.
I turn my fresh air on so that we've got air fed into our helmets to stop the visor from clogging up and try and keep the clutch dust out, basically. Um, and you turn that air on, it gives you a little of a breath of relief, and you just get to take a few deep breaths in, have a
Yeah.
bit of a think about what you're about to do, and then it gives you that bit of a reset. So that's one thing I noticed from driving, a bit slower, funny cars to that. I really enjoy that quick stop to have a quick reset before you roll forward into stage.
Yeah, that's interesting. For Morris with Monza being that person, that's got to be interesting. I need to ask him about that at one stage. Is that just a person? Is that a crew member that's leaning in to do that? Or is that his wife? Like, at what point is that a human thing, do you
Josh,
think, you know?
Josh might know more, but I believe they don't look at each other. They don't lock eyes when they're. Is that true, Josh? I think that's the story.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I tell you what, when body's up and your partner's underneath, like, yeah, it's a pretty special, cool feeling. Kels helped me out, when I was driving the XPRO Nitro Funny Cup for a bit there, and she would blow me a kiss after she had done what she needed to do with Brody, and um, yeah, yeah, it's a bit heart wrenching because you're just going, how cool is that? Like, that's my partner doing that
Yeah.
with me. So very special. And what's even cooler is Mitchell now still blows me a kiss after he's done. So it feels like Kels hasn't left.
And let's face it, Gareth Rogers blows a very special kiss to Morris McMillan every time as well. So, I think there's definitely that.
I'm going to say he copied.
Oh, okay. I can live with that. And then of course we got Spud with the way that Spud launches off the ground, and I can't wait, boys. It seems like forever since we did this. Didn't get to see you in January, but I can't wait for Saturday and Sunday. Saturday is qualifying for everybody else in Top Fuel and Top Door Slammer and Top Fuel Motorcycle and Pro Stock Motorcycle and Pro Mod. There's a bunch of really amazing Top Alky as well on Saturday. But for you guys, qualifying is actually the continuation of round two and round three from the very first round of competition that we ran. So someone's going to win a gold Christmas tree based on that qualifying, those two runs that we see on Saturday. On Sunday, of course, it's the big go day. So that's when we get after it, when it's live on 7 Plus as well. But I urge you, if you're in South Australia, even if you're in Victoria, it's not that far away, to be honest. Make the drive. The Bend is a phenomenal event. It's the Riverbend Nationals. American Alan Reinhardt is here, the voice of the IHRA, who does a phenomenal job with his announcing and brings so much credibility to what we do as well. I hear Chad Nailon is coming back to do some stuff. Matt Nolte might be there on Sunday as well. So I can't wait to get after it, boys. It's going to be an amazing first round at the Bend as we come back to Riverbend for the XPRO by Aeroflow Nitro Funny Cars. Thanks for your time tonight, fellas.
Thanks, Wade. Much
Thanks,
appreciated.
Wade.
How about Peyton, Josh? Just rolls in at like 7:29, like it's no big thing. It's that North Queensland thing. Something about Mackay, mate. They're laid back, aren't they? You and I are like,
Must be. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Can I show you my setup just real quick?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I was worried my phone was going to go flat.
Yeah.
So I've got it plugged in at the moment. And I was also worried that if I had it sitting on the bench top,
Yeah.
that it would like not get the sound through. So what I decided to do, if I can get this right, I set two
Oh,
forks up under a kettle and the phone's just been sitting on the two forks propped up. So it's still plugged in and the mic's hanging off the edge of the bench.
that's very clever.
It
That's
worked.
actually very clever. The double fork.
Yeah, yeah. Double fork in a kettle. Who knew?
See, that's gonna haunt me all weekend, boys. Can't wait. It's gonna be amazing. X Pro by Aeroflow, Nitro Funny Car, Blast, Top Fuel as well. Looking forward to that. We're doing something really cool with Slammers tomorrow, boys. You guys would both appreciate this. On tomorrow afternoon, something way, way cool with Slammers outside the Dragway, but just over the road a little bit. It's gonna be super cool. Don't forget, everybody, Saturday and Sunday, Riverbend Nationals at Dragway at the Bend. Make sure you get there. Enjoy the warm, Pato, because it's chilly. Bring a jumper,
Yeah,
okay?
I've heard that. I've had about 15 photos saying bring jumpers, we need them. So, yeah, which is great for going fast.
Absolutely. Wild Ink will have all the NDRC merch and all the X Pro by Aeroflow merchandise as well. Dave and Jody do an amazing job. And you can also get methanol moonshine cans available at the bars here at Riverbend. So thanks very much indeed to the team at Dragway at the Bend. You can get our pre-mixed cans for methanol moonshine. Boys, see you tomorrow, hey?
Thank you.
See
Good
ya.
night, everybody.